Hey guys, it's Sim and this is Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 3rd of November 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on AEW Dynamite. Tonight's Dynamite was a really good show, very easy to watch. It flowed very nicely and, nothing seemed to drag. And it seemed like they rushed anything. I thought tonight's show had a really good flow about it. It started and it just went right to the end. And I'm like, whoa, show's already over? That was quick, but in a good way. They did a lot to build towards the Full Gear pay-per-view, which is 10 days away. I mean, they told us that about 20 times. It's only 10 days away. Full Gear is in 10 days. So that's something to look forward to. I think that show's going to be really, really good. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PWU Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching here on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out live by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel one of two different ways. You can subscribe just like Broken King Slender did with a tier 1 subscription for 16 months. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that, my guy. Highly appreciate that. But if you say, I ain't got the money, I'm already paying for an Amazon Prime subscription, well, you're in luck, because all you got to do is take that Amazon subscription, take that Twitch account, link them together, and boom, you've got Prime Gaming. And let's talk a little bit about what you get for Prime Gaming, because Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool stuff. They give you free games, they give you free stuff for your games, just like per se. You can get Dragon Age Inquisition for free with Prime Gaming. Control Ultimate Edition, the full game, free. Rise of the Tomb Raider with bonus content, free. So not only can you take that Prime Gaming account and get one free subscription to subscribe to us for Pro Wrestling Unlimited, but you're also going to get free video games, 3 really, really good free video games. Again, Dragon Age Inquisition, Control Ultimate Edition, and Rise of Tomb Raider with a bonus content on the Epic Game Store. But if you don't have an Amazon account, well, fuck. Just ask somebody that may, whether it's your mother, your father, your daddy, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, your grandpa, your dog walker, your mailman, your landlord, your mechanic, the guy that checked out your car at Jiffy Lube, the girl that gave you your croissant at Starbucks. Say, do you have Amazon Prime? If you do, can I link it to my Twitch account? Oh, thank ya. But on the flip side, if you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out over there as well in the live chat with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, hitting that join button down below, and becoming a channel member and part of the Unlimited Army. If doing so, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. But if you don't want to do that, you can always subscribe at patreon.com/PWU Unlimited. One other way you could subscribe, well, not subscribe, but support Pro Wrestling Unlimited, well, that's by heading over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store, and when you buy anything, I mean anything, whether that is V-Bucks for Fortnite, whether that is skins for Rocket League, the brand new, and I recommend this game more, brand new Guardians of the Galaxy game, whether that's Football Manager 22, Darkest Dungeon, and so many other games, well, use that creator code, PW Unlimited. You put it in on the right side of the screen. It'll ask you, do you have an Epic creator code for a creator you want to support? And you do. You do. It's right here at the bottom of the screen. PW Unlimited. Put that in. You'll be supporting us right here. But with that, we've got a show to talk about. AEW Dynamite, or as some say, AEW. The show kicks off with Excalibur speaking on behalf of all of AEW and said that they're in full support of Jon Moxley during this difficult time. Then we got into some action. It was Kenny Omega against Alan Angles 5. Is it Angles or Angels? I think it's Angels. I always mess that name up. Alan Angels 5 of the Dark Order. Angels exploded out with a drop kick as the bell rang, but the attack didn't really last long as Omega fired back with some chops. Angels had all of Omega's stuff scouted early on until the Kataru Crusher and a midsection punt took out Angles for a 2. Angles avoided a V-trigger and rolled Omega up for a near fall before taking him out with a suicide dive. Omega regained control on the floor, but was met with an Orihara, I always fuck this name up, Orihara moonsault and a top rope crossbody for a 2. Angels tried to follow it up with the frog splash, but Omega got his knees up. There was a pop-up power bomb for a 2 by Omega. Angels then fought out of a one-winged angel spot. He rolled Omega up right before kicking out of a V-trigger, just like he did in their match last year during the pandemic when they were filming stuff at QT's gym. Well, Cody and QT's gym now. Finally, Omega hits him with 2 more V-triggers, and Omega picks up the victory. After the match, Omega mockingly thanked Angels for, quote, ruining his career. Nakazawa threw him a chair, and Omega set up for a one-winged angel on the chair, but Hangman came out and made the save. His music played. He walked down to the ring. Omega ducked and avoided a buckshot lariat. Page just stood tall as Omega retreated without his belt. Page told him, hold on to this very tight. He only got 10 days left with it. Malachi Black addressed Tony Khan, banning him from ringside tonight in the match between Cody and Andrade. Now, if you didn't hear, basically Tony Khan said why Andrade and Black are together, why they help each other, why they are aligned. He said, well, it all goes back to their days in Florida and one woman. That's Zelina Vega, because Andrade was managed by Zelina and Black is married to Zelina. So that right there tells you that's why they're linked. So even in AEW, WWE stuff is canon, and why 2 guys are linked together from the past. CM Punk came out and cut a pretty damn good promo. He said, there's 2 people that aren't here tonight, and one isn't here for a legitimate reason, and that's Jon Moxley. The crowd starts chanting for Jon Moxley, and Punk basically says, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the support for Jon. He said he understands taking a break and stepping away, and he's proud of Moxley for doing so and recognizing that he needs to. Punk addressed anyone at home watching who needs help and said, ask. It never hurts to ask. He wished that he would have asked for help earlier in his career when he actually needed it. He said the second person that ain't here tonight, well, that's Eddie Kingston. Punk said there's no beef between him and Kingston. He just wants to fight him. But Kingston isn't here to do so. Punk said that he's going to be in St. Louis this Friday, and he hopes that Kingston gives him an apology for interrupting him last week. He said Kingston's the reason that Punk isn't joining the Eliminator Tournament because, well, he wanted to join the Eliminator Tournament, but felt like he had too much on his mind with Eddie to actually give his full in that tournament. So someone else is getting the spot, and he hopes that Friday he sees Eddie Kingston, which Eddie Kingston did go on Twitter and say, I'll be in St. Louis. Miro, who was the replacement for Jon Moxley in the world title tournament, addressed his God. That after his prayers, he is finally placed into a title race. Miro says that he will be champion again, and then his God will be forgiven. Oh, that's if he beats Moxley tonight, or if he beats Orange Cassidy tonight, which, spoiler, he did, and if he beats the one and only Bryan Danielson at the pay-per-view. So the Super Kick were in the back doing an interview with Alex Marvez. Adam Cole said that last week the shenanigans were a fluke. Nick Jackson said that they're tough guys, not afraid of anyone, and up walks Christian Cage. Matt talked him down and said, "Oh, there's one of you and three of us. What are you going to do?" Luchasaurus then appears. Broke out into a brawl that slipped out onto the stage. Luchasaurus was low blown, and the super kick stood tall until Jungle Boy wiped out everybody with a dive. Christian speared Matt on the stage and went for a kill switch, but Nick landed a super kick. Jurassic Express then regained control, and Luchasaurus powerbombed Nick onto Cole before Jungle Boy locked on the snare trap. Christian then hit him with a concerto. It basically ensued that this six-man tag will be taking place in 10 days at the Full Gear pay-per-view, which I think they officially announced it, but I'm not sure. Let me go double check really fast. AEW. Also, interesting enough, nothing was announced for next week's Dynamite. They announced 3 things for Rampage, which we'll talk about here shortly, but nothing was announced for Dynamite next week, which was very interesting, and I don't see anything regarding a match at the pay-per-view. Let me check one other thing. But they said it on commentary. Something about there's only 10 days till these guys meet. Yeah, I don't see anything. Let me check one more thing. AEW Full Gear. Yeah, so the match itself hasn't officially been announced, but they made it seem like it's Christian and Jurassic Express against the Super Click. Going forward, a video promoted Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander in the tournament, the TBS tournament. Soho's nervous but confident, while Statlander wants the gold. Next up was FTR defending the AAA Tag Team Championships against the team of Samurai Del Sol, the former Kalisto, and Aerostar. I thought this match was fun. It was solid. Nothing super special or anything. Like, nobody did anything like super big. There wasn't like any major spots and stuff. It was just a very solid wrestling match where I honestly thought that there was going to be some like crazy spot or something from Samurai Del Sol, but there really wasn't, to be honest. The Samurai Del Sol and Aerostar took control right away, forcing FTR to roll to the floor and regroup. Aerostar took out both members of FTR with a tornado and an assisted double drop kick. Del Sol used a springboard twisting senton, and Aerostar kinda hit a step-up senton bomb. FTR caught a double Hurricane Rana attempt and dumped Aerostar over the ropes. After a commercial break, Aerostar feigned a dive inside and instead dove on hardwood on the floor. There was a reverse diving headbutt that allowed Aerostar to reach Samurai Del Sol to make the tag. Del Sol laid in a series of kicks. Then he and Aerostar used teamwork to assist on a dive for a 2. They both landed Hurricane Rana cradles, but got near falls off of them. They showed Darby Allin in the crowd, which plays into what comes up next. I believe it's next. No, later. Never mind. They showed Darby in the crowd. Del Sol hit a sliced bread, and Aerostar hit yet another dive for a 2. Harwood, though, countered a dive by Del Sol and hit the brainbuster on the floor. Aerostar and Wheeler exchanged cradles in the ring, with Wheeler grabbing the ropes for the leverage to pick up the pinfall victory and retain the AAA World Tag Team Championships. We got a video from, I guess this was supposed to be last week. Hikaru Shida was given her trophy for getting 50 wins. Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero interrupted, and Nyla said, "Huh? How long did it take you to get to those 50 wins? I'll see you in the next round of the tournament." And my first thought was, why are you brandishing her for how long it took her? You haven't hit 50 wins yet. So, yeah. Excuse me. Well, the next segment was the Inner Circle picking who will face them and who will team up with the Men of the Year from American Top Team, which fucking no one's told Jericho And I don't know how long now that he's saying the name wrong. It's not America's top team. It's American top team. American top team, not America's top team. Because Sammy Guevara won against Ethan Page last week, Inner Circle gets to choose who from the American top team is going to be in this match. And, well, Sammy doesn't have to leave the Inner Circle. As Jericho was talking, Dan Lambert and company came out onto the stage, with Jericho calling them, quote, a collection of dumb idiots. Lambert told Jericho to put respect on his name before running down his team, outlining each of their unique strengths. Jake Hager said, I choose Junior Dos Santos. At Full Gear, he'd be dropped faster than his 71 seconds in his last fight. Santana wanted the Pitbull Andre Arlovsky, asking what happens when there aren't any rules or regulations in this street fight. Then the shit hit the fan. Paige Van Zant then says, I'll join in. I'll fight you guys. All 5 of you can't even take me on. Jericho then joked and goes, oh, you want all 5 of us, do you now? That might be some good content for your OnlyFans. And I go, oh my fucking God. A gangbang reference. Are you fucking kidding me? Jericho says, no, we're not picking you. You said any member of American Top Team. Well, we're picking the dipshit Dan Lambert. Lambert was livid, and he must now, quote, compete at Full Gear. On the back, Dante Martin and Lio Rush were being interviewed, but were interrupted by Matt Sydal and I guess his new little protege, Lee Moriarty. We talked about how Dante Martin beat Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal said he respects Dante Martin, but maybe Dante Martin needs better competition. Maybe he can take on Lee Moriarty. Sydal challenged them to a tag match, though, and I think Lio Rush accepted for the tag match. He said something about Dante being better than Lee, so then I thought that was going to be a singles match, but the way it was phrased was a tag match. So whatever way this is going, they're getting the match. I think it's a tag match, Dante and Leo against Matt and Lee. So next up, it was the TNT Championship Tournament. Jamie Hayter against Anna Jay. Neither woman really established an advantage early on until Jay reversed a whip into the barricade. Hayter booted Jay upon re-entry into the ring, and we went to a break. Once back from the break, Anna Jay made a comeback with a clothesline and a DDT for a 2. She went for her, quote, Queen Slayer move, but Hayter flipped out of it before Jay applied it. Rebel distracted the referee, allowing Baker to interfere. Hayter then hit a lariat and picked up the victory. Kind of a nothing happening match for the most part. The heels then beat down Anna Jay afterwards when Ty Conti came out to make the save. He was overwhelmed. Numbers advantage. Out comes Thunder Rosa to even up the odds, 3-on-3. So I'm going to guess, because nothing was announced for next week, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Rebel against Anna Jay, Ty Conti, and Thunder Rosa? Maybe? Nothing was announced, so I don't know. Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling got a promo in the back. They said it didn't matter who they faced in the second round. Keep it short and sweet. We had an interesting segment. MJF, Darby Allin, and others. MJF addressed Darby. Can't stop sneezing. Saying that they're both some of the 4 pillars of AEW's future. So without them, this company doesn't work. So they're the 2 best of the pillars. The other 2 don't even compare. He said that the fans know that they're both going to become legendary. But why is it that they boo MJF yet cheer Darby? He says that they hate MJF because it reminds them of someone who was more successful than them. He's the symbol of everything that they wish they could be. And Darby is just one of them. He fits in with them. That even though Allen's cool and brooding, between the ropes, turns into a glorified stuntman. And I thought it was funny because Mick Foley sent out a tweet saying, hey, the glorified stuntman gimmick is mine. I thought that was great. MJF said that Allen will lose at Full Gear because he's better than Allen, and Allen knows it, in and out of the ring. That Allen's energy doesn't matter because MJF is a better wrestler than Darby Allin. MJF said you could even beat Allen with nothing more than a headlock takeover. Darby got a mic and said that at Full Gear, they'd have a wrestling match. He's going to let his anger and aggression out. He's not going to use this skateboard or anything of those means. He will wrestle Darby Allin. MJF. MJF, they went to leave when Darby said that he wanted to fight him right now. Then Sting came out with a bunch of people wearing Sting masks, where I think one was Griff Garrison. You can't miss that hair. But as all this was ensuing, Wardlow and Shawn Spears came out and there was a big ass brawl. MJF then backed up to the barricade. And finally he said, screw it. He jumped into the crowd and started fighting Darby. Darby got the better of this at one point to where he put MJF up against the barricade. He then ran back, then ran as fast as he could at Darby or at MJF, clotheslined him over the barricade. Both guys did almost like a Spanish fly type of flip over the barricade. This looked nuts. They brawled for a little while. Brawled outside and around the ring. Finally, Allen rolled MJF into the ring and wanted to go for a coffin drop, but MJF escaped, and Darby Allin stood tall. Jeez, I can't stop sneezing. Going forward, we had Andrade El Idolo against Cody Rhodes, where Malachi Black was banned from ringside here. They both laid in big strikes early. Andrade had Cody scouted when he jumped up onto the ropes, but Cody pulled Andrade off the apron and took control. Cody countered Andrade's dive with a drop kick, but Andrade reversed a disaster kick, or maybe a Cody cutter, not sure exactly what he was going for, and pushed Cody off the top rope to the floor below. Once back from a commercial break, Cody hit a power slam and fired up, but he was met by boos. And here's an interesting fucking thing. Goddamn Tony Khan. Tony Khan was on Wrestling Observer Live today, and he was asked about Cody getting booed. And he said Cody getting booed is no different than when the fans first started booing John Cena. Yes, he compared Cody getting booed to John Cena getting booed when the fans first started booing John Cena in 2008-ish, 2009 maybe. Not the same thing at all. Not the same thing at all, bro. I get it. You're trying to make it seem like Cody getting booed is a good thing. But it's not. And it's just dumb when Cody just always says, you boo me, but I won't turn heel. You're killing kayfabe there, bro. When you keep saying that. They boo me, but I won't turn heel. Really? Really? Anyways, Andrade fought out of a double underhook attempt and landed a back elbow for a 2. Cody reversed a drop kick with a lariat. There we go. I wrote that weird. Andrade countered Crossroads and hit the 2 of 3 amigos. After a little bit of a brawl, he hit the third one in the corner. Cody avoided a split-legged moonsault and laid in some jabs and a bionic elbow. Cody went for the figure 4, but Andrade locked in one of his own. Cody eventually flipped over, reversing the pressure onto his opponents. Now, since Saturday, you are wrong. John Cena never said he wouldn't turn heel. Vince wouldn't turn him heel. If you do not know, right after his first WrestleMania loss to The Rock, John Cena actually had new gear made that was made for a heel turn. Yes, after he lost to The Rock the first of the 2 WrestleMania matches, he asked to go heel and had new gear made. He has told this story. Had new gear made, and Vince told him, we can't. You have too much on the line here merchandise-wise, whether that is from WWE Shop or, at the time, the brand new John Cena exclusive merch line at Kmart. Vince felt, if we turn you heel, your merch numbers are going to drop, and nobody sold merch like Cena, even being booed. That is why John Cena didn't turn heel, because Vince wouldn't allow it. Cena, again, wanted to turn heel so bad that he had new gear made. Anyways, back to the match. Cody wanted to go for a dive, but Andrade's helper interfered, so Arn took him out. FTR rolled out from under the ring when Cody was on the outside, I guess. I kind of missed this. And they hit Cody with one of the belts. Like, I looked away for a second, and all of a sudden I hear, oh, that was FTR! And I'm like, what did I miss? I guess, like, they hit Cody with one of the AAA tag belts as Cody was on the outside. Then they hid back under the ring. Andrade then hit a hammerlock DDT and pinned Cody in the middle of the ring to pick up the victory. After the match, FTR and Tully held Cody up as Andrade booted him in the face and proceeded to beat him down. Arn and Tully then went face-to-face before the Lucha Bros ran out to make the save and fight off FTR. They looked for their finishers, but Wheeler pulled Harwood out of the ring to make the save. Then we got something that just didn't work. It was Tony Schiavone and John Silver. And Tony Schiavone goes, this coming Friday on AEW Rampage, it will be Johnny Hungy here, John Silver, taking on Adam Cole. And John Silver goes, wait, Schiavone, let me correct you. That is not what is going to happen. It will be Johnny Hungy against Budge. And soon as he says Budge, because when they said John Silver versus Adam Cole, the crowd popped a little bit. But as soon as he said Budge, the crowd went, yeah. Complete silence for the Budge reference. I don't watch BTE because last time I watched it, it was complete garbage. And no one's told me, hey, this was good on BTE, watch it this week. Or that's what I usually do. If someone comes to me and says, you need to watch BTE this week, then I'll watch it. But I don't watch it unless someone tells me to. So apparently this Budge thing is a joke off of how WWE wanted to change Adam Cole like a bunch on the main roster. John Silver goes on and talks about how, he's going to beat Budge on Friday. And he's got some advice for him as well. Maybe he should change his name to Budge. Maybe he should cut his hair. Or maybe he should become a manager. He said that this Friday, he's going to, quote, kick some Budge ass. And then again, the crowd was just dead. They did not like this because maybe they don't watch BTE. Or maybe they didn't think it was a funny bit from BTE. Regardless, it didn't hit. There's a video that hyped up the Bunny versus Red Velvet. Bunny said that she'll do whatever it takes to advance in the tournament, even if that means becoming the villain. Velvet said that she'd beat Bunny's ass yet again. We've got a lineup for this Friday on Rampage in St. Louis. Adam Cole versus John Silver. TBS Championship Tournament match. Red Velvet versus the Bunny. And CM Punk will go face-to-face with Eddie Kingston. So going forward, Bryan Danielson came out to join commentary to figure out, well, who he's going to be facing at the pay-per-view. This match, called Miro taking on Orange Cassidy, and somebody made a boo-boo. Pull this up here for a second. Hold on. Somebody made a boo-boo when it comes to graphics. Whoops. Closed the wrong screen. Let me switch screens here. Right here. Miro's coming out, and they still got the graphic in the middle. TNT champion. Whoops. Eventually, like 4 or 5 seconds later, the camera pans to the side to see Miro walk out, and then they just change it to the Full Gear logo. I'm like, uh-oh, somebody made him boo-boo. This match, well, it was about 8 minutes long. They teased that it can go overtime because they're like, so they pulled a WWE, I'm going to say right now, and they went to the commercial 45 seconds into this match. When they came back, they said that was the final commercial break of the match. We have been told that if we need to go long here, we will stay with the action. They're like, we will even go in through some of hockey. And JR goes, yeah, they can put us in the penalty box if they want to. And my first thought was, okay, first off, I know you're not going to go long. And second, there's a fucking 30-minute pre-show before the hockey game. So it's not going to interrupt any hockey. Anyways. Where was I? Miro continued to dominate after the commercial break and throughout and after. And when they returned, he was stomping away at Orange Cassidy in the corner. Orange fired up and laid in a right hand and a shotgun drop kick. He came around with a float over DDT for a 2. Miro rolled to the floor to avoid an Orange punch. So Orange climbed the ropes and drove Miro through a table with an elbow drop. The official counted to 9. Orange Cassidy made it in the ring at like 5. And Miro barely made it in to break the count. Very, very slow. 8. 9. Miro got in. Miro countered an Orange punch, but Orange rolled out and hit a beach break for a good near fall. Played up the whole Miro's got a bad neck thing. Miro crushed Orange with a leaping drop kick before applying the game over for the immediate submission victory. After the match, Danielson walked down to the ring, got in the ring, and the two went face to face as the show went off the air right at 7 o'clock. But with that, guys, that was AEW Dynamite. Again, I thought it was a pretty good show. The whole show flowed well. Everything felt good, and yeah, I liked it. But you know what I think? Now I want to hear what you guys think. Remember, you can put a super chat in the YouTube chat and let me know what you think, or you could text in to 510-906-1341. But before we check the text messages, let's check the polls. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 80% of you liked tonight's show and 20% did not like it. As far as the YouTube poll does go, no, the Twitter poll, 60.9% liked it, 21% thought it was all right, and 17.5% did not like it. Yeah, 60% liked it, 21 thought it was all right, and 17 did not. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 69% liked tonight's show, 17% thought it was just all right, and 14% did not like Dynamite. Going over to the text messages, person said, well, my answer is no. For, do you see Ty Conti winning the AEW Women's World title at Full Gear? Fuck no. Person says, I thought Dynamite was okay. There was some stuff that wasn't needed, but it was all right. Also, I feel like Hangman Adam Page should win the AEW World title because I think it's been Hangman's time this year. Yeah, he can win it, but there's a lot of rumors going around that he's going to lose it really quick. Also, from what I've heard, well, this might be a little scoop ski here. Page's contract is up in January and he hasn't resigned. Just saying. Says, good show tonight, but I have to say AEW does too much before and after the matches at times, mostly all brawls. Yeah, that is a thing. It's match, heel gets the brawl afterwards, babyface stands tall. Match, heel brawl, babyface. Match, heel brawl, babyface. You know. Person here says, I think Dynamite did all right tonight, but I have a question. Pick the best tag team rivalry. I'm not doing any of that on stream. No, we're not doing any. Can you give me the best tag team rivalry of all time? No, I'm not doing that on a stream. That's a whole other thing that we would have to discuss. It's Allen 5 Angels. Oh, really? Then why does this here? Hold on. Let's do something really fast. Really? They still call him 5? I don't think so. Because if you look at the official graphic for this match, boom, Dynamite. Where does it say 5? Where does it say 5? It says Dark Order's Allen Angels. Where does it say 5? Where? Just asking. It says, what do you think happens after Inner Circle versus ATT at Full Gear? Do you think it continues or they move on? Nothing. They just have the match and then it's it. It's really what I think. Mr. says, who do you want to win the NASCAR championship on Sunday? Well, I would like this guy to win, but I honestly think it should be this guy. Best all year. I know NASCAR's all about the playoffs now, but I honestly think the 5 team and Kyle Larson should win the championship on Sunday. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, you can also follow us on social media platforms like Facebook, Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD, and on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. With that, also remember to follow me. Twitch.tv/Timmy Buddy. I will be live in about an hour or so playing some games over there. Not sure exactly what I'm going to play yet, but I will be live at some point tonight playing some games. I know I said I was going to be live last night, but then all the Moxley news took up my time, and by the time I was done with that and everything from NXT, I didn't have time. But with that, I will be live in a little bit, roughly an hour or so. Twitch.tv/Timmy Buddy. So go over there, follow me there, turn on notifications. That way, you know when I go live, and we can hang out a little more, playing some video games and whatnot. But with that, guys, have a great, great night, and I'll see you next time.